Hello, winners as well. Today we're going to be talking about Ravnica Clue Edition. We've just played it for the first time, so keep that in mind. We've only played it once. If you haven't checked this out or you are wanting to know what this is, it is a game of Magic the Gathering that you can then slap this game, this Cluedo cards, all the information part of Cluedo, but not the actual board, on top of. And whenever you deal combat damage to a player, you can make a suggestion of what cards they have. And if you're basically playing Cluedo, you're making guesses. You can make suggestions by exiling 6 mana value worth of cards from your graveyard. And then at any point at the end of your turn, you can make an accusation and guess the cards. I'm going to start this from a Magic perspective before we dive into the Cluedo one, because I feel like most people are going to pick this up for the Magic cards, because this comes with 8 20-card Jumpstart style packs. They're not Jumpstart packs because they come with 20 cards, not 15. Okay. I have reservations about them, but thought the actual power level of the cards was really cool. I thought the game we played on the top of all of this was quite fun. As you can see, spoilers are... Actually, let me just do this. Billy won. What did you guys think about the cards that you got, the things that you had access to, the game of Magic that you played from these?
I agree. It was fairly well balanced. I think there weren't any standout cards. You had a couple of really big, powerful flying.
Frenzied Gorespawn is a standout card. I don't know what you're on.
But they were all they encouraged healthy gameplay. Like it wasn't like you played one card and it just changed everything and there was nothing we could do about it.
There was never overly a moment where all 3 people had to headhunt one person.
Yeah, exactly.
Only reason I headhunted Tom in the end is because he was killable on my turn.
Yeah.
I wouldn't deal that much damage to him just to try to get him out because his creatures were scary. I wanted his Cluedo information.
Yeah.
To me, it felt like Jumpstart, but a little bit more powerful.
Yeah.
All the decks were, all the mythics and stuff. Jumpstart was so swingy. You could either get a mythic pack that was awesome or a really low-powered pack and you were just out of it. Both of these packs, I don't know if it's just by virtue of having 20 cards and more options, but everything felt a little bit more. I personally am a huge fan of the Impetus cards. I think they're a great way to encourage swinging. Ash, any thoughts on anything you played?
I think that, like you said, none of the cards had a massive impact, but cards like Syndicate Heavy and your card, it just puts a bit more of a clock on. Because the longer the turns keep going, the harder it's going to get to keep lean. And on another note, your card there,
Underarm Lich was
that in this game,
amazing for this format.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't seen the card before, if you would draw a card, instead look at the top 3 cards of your library, so scrying on top of drawing cards, and then put the rest into your graveyard, which then leads me perfectly into... This helped out with playing the Cluedo part of the game, which made me a threat, and that was my favorite part of this. Everything about the Cluedo part of the game, from the encouraging you to attack other people, making treasures if you did reveal information, really just made the game feel more fun and gave you reasons to do things in the game, both to find the Cluedo aspect of the game and the Magic aspect of the game, which I was worried about, because when you mash 2 games together, it shouldn't work.
Yeah.
I think they really thought it out. When they put this game together, they thought it out pretty hard.
For sure.
Because Cluedo, you'd think, playing Cluedo, you're like, what game would this mash with? You wouldn't think anything.
No. Yeah, exactly. Like you said, it was really well done. Just every little nuance, myriad on the cards, and self-mill was a strategy that led to the same outcome. And I think I've been fairly critical of Wizards of the Coast in recent years. I haven't really been on board with some of the newer kind of product that's coming out. But honestly, I can say you guys have knocked it out of the park with this product. You could say that, yes, it's just Magic with Cluedo, but the implementation of it was actually flawless, in my opinion. Hitting players gives them treasures, so it incentivizes forward progression of the gameplay. You give everyone a chance to go through their cards and play this secondary mind game at the same time. You're also trying to survive. It was really good. I think you've done very well.
It did slow the game down because you had to stop and have that thought process, you were split between 2 minds. But I'm okay with that for this format with the Jumpstart packs. I would absolutely play this with Jumpstart going forward, right? If we don't get back to our Jumpstart format in the future, we have 3 people here. Sweet, let's all get 2 Jumpstart packs, play this and Jumpstart at the same time.
Absolutely.
this with commander decks would just be so slow and there wouldn't be a reason to play that. Because that's the biggest thing, right? You can play this on top of any Magic game going forward, which I don't know how often I'm going to do that, but I would do it. It's fun.
You could play with like a 60 card deck and it would speed it up a lot because commander decks for players can be grindy.
You know what I want to do this with?
Well,
Oathbreaker.
yeah.
This Oathbreaker, 60 cards, 30 life, go.
30 life was important there. Like 30 was the sweet spot for sure.
Oathbreaker's 30 life, sorry.
Yeah.
Oathbreaker's 20.
So being quicker.
Yeah.
Quicker then. But even if this were a 40 life format like EDH, I think maybe that would just add, too much to the length of the gameplay. But it felt good, it was a good sort of tense ending between you and Billy.
The positive of these decks is it came down to an actual decent game of Magic at the end.
It came down to just a top deck.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Pulling the heart of the card.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on gameplay? Any thoughts on cool stuff?
With the box that you buy for it, is it always the same decks every time?
No, so that is what I was going to get to next.
Yeah, that's probably.
I wish this was a standalone. Obviously, people are going to buy this and rip the cards out. Some of these, and we'll get to it, are decent commander cards. And I appreciate that Wizards didn't overpower this, even though that was a complaint that some people had. But I'll come back to the lands because I don't like these lands. The box should have been one of each guild, so that you could either pick and play or randomize what guilds you got, and then you play with that going forward.
Yeah.
And you can have that as a repeat product. This being Jumpstart booster packs, as much as I appreciated the power level of them, we got 3 Izzet packs in this, which felt unfortunate. I think this is a 3-mana, 3-color set where you pick 2 friendly wedge colors and make a wedge out of that. No, it's the other. Wedge and stuff.
Shards.
Shards. Yeah, wedges is the wrong one. Anyway, I think it should have been that. I wish it had been that. Because I'm not going to go and pay another $100 to try and get more of these packs and make that a system. Yeah. We didn't get Dimir, Boros, or Azorius, which sucks.
2 of the ones I really wanted in
Yeah. Fair criticism for sure. They should have been one of each of the guilds, 10 packs, 4 players picking 2 each. You're always going to have a mystery about which 2 packs are that are left out, and then you won't have any sort of stale double-ups through the game.
No Gruul either.
No, Gruul.
That's another one, yeah. I mean, Billy basically played Gruul the whole game.
So they do Gruul, Azorius, Dimir, or...
Boros. 4 of the is because we only got 8 and we got 3 double ups.
Yeah, that's right.
Is a shame. I think is a missed opportunity to make this a really awesome standalone product.
Yeah.
I think if you basically went, this is its own game as a piece, is what I wish they would have done. The main complaint, apart from that people have had online, is the value isn't there for these cards. I personally don't really care about that. I think all of the weapons and the creatures that you get as evidence cards, because in case we didn't make it clear, these aren't going to show up on the card cam, but I'm going to put them in post. All of these are cards. These are Magic cards that you can play as. So the value of some of these creatures is at the moment quite high because this is the only place to get them. And I think the power level of them is pretty decent. The lands are just kind of shit.
Yeah, fair enough.
I wish these lands were enters the battlefield untapped. Make that change. Great lands. Dual lands that tap for colors and you can pay for and investigate in the future, I think is a perfectly fine land that you could include as another land that comes in untapped. I don't think these will see play anywhere.
Well, yeah, look, if they came in untapped, they would be fairly strong. I would then see no good reason not to slap one of these in every single deck because it's simply card advantage on an untapped land. Maybe if there was some other kind of downside. Because, coming in tapped is...
Lose the life.
Yeah, something like that.
But I'm one of those people that thinks the Battlebond land should be reprinted in every Commander product. So
yeah.
What are the Battlebond lands?
If you have 2 or more opponents, they come in untapped.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like I'm of the opinion that you don't need to print shocks and everything, even though we got a lovely Temple Garden in this.
Yeah. Yes.
And the art on that was cool. Oh, the knife finally did show up. Why not card game there?
It's too late.
But more like lands should be printed so that they come in untapped and everyone is able to play with them. I think it just makes the Commander format better without making it overly powerful. That's my opinion.
I think like when I was looking at this, when I texted you a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh, there's a Ravnica Cluedo edition. You're like, cool, yeah, no worries. And then like, I was looking, they were $75, $80 for the set, which I think at $80, you'd get the value back.
Yeah.
Definitely, because that's $40, $30. But now they're 100, 120, 130. It's like, it's a bit.
I don't think they'll stay at that level. I think this was fun, but I think with the current meta of Magic of everything needs to be powerful, this isn't going to be a chase that people want. If it was a better standalone product, I think more people would buy it.
I think you're right about that.
That's a very interesting.
The Emissary? Yeah, let's have a quick talk about the cards. Because we've all seen him. Commander Mustard, you'll have seen him on the screen already. He's not playing nice on the card cam. 5/5 soldier, vigilance. Other soldiers you control have vigilance, trample, and haste. As a Boros soldier token deck, I can see this bad boy being very popular.
Should we just...
Yeah, just read them off.
Hopefully, if that shows up. If not, Emissary Green is a 5-mana 3/3. Whenever it attacks, starting with you, each player votes for profit or security. You create a number of treasure tokens equal to twice the number of profit votes, and you put a +1 counter on each creature you control equal to the number of security votes.
Very cool.
Very cool. I just wish that was an elf so it could go with all the other voting blocks that they've done recently.
Yeah.
Quick question, are all the lands the rooms? Yes, they are physically the rooms in the top-down view of the... Cluedo game.
Yeah,
it's not going to show up on the card camp, but just in case. Billy, you got a cool creature?
Mastermind Plum. So whenever Mastermind Plum attacks, exile up to one target card from a graveyard. If an artifact card was exiled this way, create a treasure token. Whenever you cast a spell, if mana from a treasure was spent to cast it, you draw a card and lose a life.
Solid.
It's pretty cool.
So they're not all
bad.
They're not all massively powerful.
No, but like these are decent.
That one's very decent. Like these have got a place, I guess. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if they need to be legendary.
the green one needing to attack's a bit rough.
Oh, Billy, this is modern Magic. Everything is legendary these days.
There was a big Commander is arguably
The format.
the format to play.
Yeah,
Depending who you ask, don't ask everybody because I hate you for it. But also then that was pushing people away from the Planeswalker stories through Wisdoms of the Coast. So everyone's going to Commander, everyone's legendary. You don't really have Planeswalker's popularity just went then Magic, then Wizards we'll make an Oathbreaker format and try and slide that in there. And
Oathbreaker coming to our channel soon.
it is a fun format again. So let's
Scratching
they
the
need to
itch.
get up there, and that's why I don't know how I read a lot of the lore for Magic because I'm a massive nerd. But the last couple sets have seen Planeswalkers BD sparked.
Yeah.
So that means that they obviously they become
be
legendary
commanders.
creatures. So then people get to have your legendary creatures, and the legendary creatures are still very strong.
Just wrap back around to Origins and have Flipwalkers again.
Yeah.
That has been us talking about Ravnica Clue Edition. We may or may not put it on our Nerds of the West ranking board at the end of the year because sometimes we're a board game channel too and we rank games and put them all against each other on a list. That's how we talk about games. But if you want to see us talk about Magic, talk about games in the future, we're live every Friday, every Saturday, or you can just catch our stuff on YouTube. This has been Ash. We've had a Billy, Chris.
Ta-ra.
My name's Tom, and we'll catch you next time.